Again. So happy to see you guys today. Hopefully, y'all can hear me and see me. I'm in my bedroom right now. I got to get my office together. I'll be back in my office next week. Had some construction and stuff like that going on in there. But awesome. So today we are talking about 6 simple ways to enhance the client welcome experience at your law firm. So we are going to be sharing some tips and some gems from there in hopes of really helping, because if you are able to get qualified leads into your pipeline, being able to get those people who actually are, they can receive a transformation that you provide. They can actually pay for your services. They are delighted to work with you. Then you also want to make sure that clients are really excited. And that, because I feel like when people give you money and they purchase from you, there is such an excitement that comes with that, because it's like, okay, I have to trust this lawyer. There's someone new. I'm being vulnerable because I'm actually giving my money to them. And then if you don't have a delegated process around what happens after someone actually exchanges funds with you, then people can really begin to immediately regret the decision. Generally, that's what happens. You give money, you pay for a service that you need, and then you begin to regret it. Then you begin to, and this is just consumer psychology, you begin to regret it, begin to really think, was this the right thing to do? Did I hire the right person? And so that client welcome experience strategically lets the client know that, hey, you made the right choice. And here are all the reasons why you made the right choice. I'm the right person for you. And we are confirming that the decision that you made was the best decision that you could possibly do. And your client welcome experience should be positioned to do just that. It should confirm that the buyer made the right choice, not the wrong choice. And so if you don't have a way to automatically let them know that, then people's confidence in you as well as their own self will go down. And so the client welcome experience should be an enhanced version of that to really re-solidify that the client made a right decision, continue to position yourself as authority, and also make sure that people feel good about the value that was just exchanged, right? To set expectations. And so when you have that enhanced client experience, it really is a part of not necessarily the cherry on top of the sundae, but it could be the whipped cream or some gummy bears that I like to put on my sundaes. So these are tangible steps that you can actually take. I want to share with you about 5 things that you can do that are tangible that's going to help you map out this 5-star client experience. The very first thing that you can do is just map out your welcome experience. Far too often do attorneys just sit in their head and they don't actually map out step by step of what they want that process to look like. And so a practical thing that you can do is say, okay, what needs to happen once the client hires me? So the very first thing is obviously, hey, in terms of your onboarding, hey, they have your contract, your client engagement agreement, they've signed it, they've actually paid. What happens after payment and the contract is signed? Now they're officially your client. So what is the very first thing that should happen? For us, we request their address. Well, they sign our communications policy, but then after that, we request their address because we're going to mail them a gift. It's automated. We have it outsourced to a third-party company. And so our clients get a gift from us whenever they retain our services. And this gift re-solidifies the fact that you've made a great choice. And that gift, which is we leverage our gifts in a unique way where it's in part informative and educational, as well as there's some practical things that our clients can use. And so those gifts that they receive continue to solidify the fact that we are the experts that we claim to be, that we are positioned to be, that we are actually, hey, nesting nannies, that we are doing, right? And so our clients love those gifts and they love the boxes that we send because it really helps them, particularly those who it's their first time going through the trademark process. So the first thing we do, we ask for their address. We then confirm that gift is shipped out, right? And we make sure that nothing is lost. And if it is lost, we have to resend it. The next thing that we do is we say, okay, what happens next? Then we have their intake call. So that intake is high touch. It's with a member of the team. Our clients are busy. So now we are even if someone started with me 6 months ago, the experience is a little different because I've elevated it. So now they have an initial touch point with a team member. My team is trained in excellence. Even if I don't feel like they do everything in excellence, I'm training them to be excellent, right? And I want my clients to have full confidence in my team. As the attorney, you don't have to do everything. You can transfer confidence and you can also teach confidence. If you have great systems, great processes, then your team members will be able to move forward in confidence and represent you well. And so then they have this intake call with a member of my team. She has a script. She knows what to do and what to follow. She knows what questions that she can answer and can't answer. And she knows if someone has a question that's only reserved for me, that she says, hey, client such and such wanted me to ask you this. Can you give me the answer? And she gets back to them. After that, then they get an email. Well, the next step is, hey, you're going to have a VIP session with me. And so no more than 5 to 7 days later, we're doing these VIP sessions, assuming that our clients actually get back to us how they're supposed to. And so now they have another high touch point. And so now we're able to show up. I'm able to showcase my expertise, continuing to build upon the confidence that they've had. And then I am able to deliver to them in a very quick turnaround time the service that they've actually paid for. So when people pay you a higher price point for your services, they're paying for speed and efficiency. They're not paying for you to take all the time in the world to get those things back over to them. And so that is going to help you to command a higher price point if the back end service actually matches what you're putting out there into the world. And so we're mapping out every single step, and some things are manual and some things are automated. And I think people think that they can automate every single point in their business, and it's not going to work that way. So people who are going to pay higher price points, they generally are relationship based people. They want to be able to access you. They want to be able to have time with you, right? And you can do that in a way that doesn't burn you out. And so you have to be really strategic in how you go about doing these things, right? So now we have that experience mapped out. So one, map out whatever your unique 5-star client welcome experience is. And then 2, add those personal touches. So is it a thank you call from you as a CEO? Thank you so much for, trusting us. Thank you so much. Or from someone else in the company. We really appreciate having you as a client. Having a 2 to 3 minute call checking in is something that goes a very long way, and it makes people feel really appreciated. You have time to make those calls, or you can designate and delegate someone else on the team to make those calls so that people know that you're not just after their money. And that they don't feel like a number. And I've made that mistake where, we've scaled really fast and then people feel like they're lost. And then I have to go back and try to do damage control and do my best to do those things. And so it's always nice. I'm not saying that I do everything perfectly. I've learned so much from the mistakes that I've made, which is why I want to transfer and share this knowledge with you all. After that, the third thing you have to do to deliver a 5-star client experience is to train and retrain your team. I'm always trained. I just got off a 45-minute training session with my team earlier this morning, and I was reiterating to them the distinctions between a certain legal process and not just the law and why, hey, if you get a trademark register on the principal versus supplemental registry, what does this mean? This is what happens to clients who go down these 2 different path points, which is why it's essential that you make sure they're marked correctly in our system. They're like, oh, okay, we understand. They begin to ask greater questions. So not only am I training them on the substantive law, but I'm also training them on our substantive process to make sure that clients are receiving the correct information. And so I'm retraining them. Of course, I've shared that information with them before, but how many times have we heard something and we've had to go back and refresh our memories? It is the same thing with our team. I have a 4-step training system. And hopefully I can remember my 4T acronym. But the first thing that you do is you have to train, right? So I train the team. So a lot of times I'm personally training the team or I'm providing oversight with the training. The next thing that I do is I'm going to transfer. So after I've trained, I transfer. When you transfer to somebody, you're going to make sure that they actually know that they are appointed. Hey, Caitlin. So you train them, then you transfer it to them, right? And so you're saying, I'm delegating this task to you. This is going to be your responsibility. You have authority and ownership over it. After you have trained and then you have transferred, then you are going to trust them. You are going to trust that they're going to do. And you're going to say, okay, I'm going to give you authority to do that. One of the mistakes that I made in the past is I did those first 3 steps and I did not do the 4th, which was to track. You cannot trust what you cannot track, right? So even though I'm training I'm transferring, I'm trusting. I was not tracking my team like I needed to. And when you track your team, what I mean by that is checking in, confirming that things were sent correctly, providing feedback and oversight, having consistent one-on-ones with people once a week, even if it's 15 minutes. I was not doing that. And because I wasn't doing that, I didn't fully support my team because I wasn't maintaining the quality. So because I have a high standard of excellence and try to produce a quality product, and then you have to delegate to people, you have to be able to train them, transfer it, then you have to trust them to do it, but you got to track. And if you cannot trust what you cannot track, right? And so that helps you maintain quality control and to ensure that as you get further away from some of those initial touch points at when you're kind of just getting started as a solo attorney, that the quality at scale doesn't diminish. Okay. And so again, training and retraining your team, providing them with support. One of my company's core values is that we correct the process, not the person. So if there's something wrong, and I have provided adequate training and materials and support, and I'm going to say, okay, is there something wrong with the process? Is there something greater that you need to help you do your job effectively? Now, if someone is just not following the steps that I put out there, then that's the person, right? But the first thing that I'm going to try to do is correct the process. If I'm able to correct the process, then I don't have to spend my time correcting a person. I don't have to make my team feel like they're inadequate or less than, or there's something wrong with them, because nobody wants to come into a workplace where they're always feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm always doing something wrong. She's always coming down on me, where it's like, man, we've got to get this process figured out. And that is an ongoing, painstaking process that you have to be committed to. As many things that I have going right in the firm, there are also some things that I'm like, I really have to step my game up. Okay. Fourth, feedback and surveys at key steps. Putting those feedback, like automated surveys at initial touch points in whatever process that you have, is going to give you immediate feedback. I don't like upsetting my clients, but I have done that before. Again, I'm not perfect. There have been clients who've been upset with me. They've been upset with the process. They felt like we could do things differently. And I had to sit in the discomfort of them telling me that they were not happy, and then say, okay, what can I do about it? What can I actually do about this? Because I don't like making people upset, but then I'm like, man, this is about to be a really good conversation, because nobody is more honest with you than somebody who's mad at you. Like, if somebody is like really ticked off with you, do not lose out on the opportunity to have a conversation with them. Most people who are upset, they just want to be heard. Get on the phone, talk to the client, let them speak first. And I would say, listen, I see that you're upset. I want to give you an opportunity to share with me what's going on. Can you tell me like how you're feeling right now? Because this is an emotion-based thing. A lot of times feelings are dealing with emotions. And so you give them the opportunity to tell you how they feel. And then in those feelings, you have to sit there and you have to listen. And you have to say, okay, you're upset about this. You're disappointed in that. You're this, you're that, etc. Right? And then you have to sit there and you have to apologize, or you have to explain the process. And you then tell them how you're going to do it right the next time, how you're going to make sure this doesn't occur again. So this is how I've been able to build really tight systems, because unfortunately some people get caught up in the holes or the cracks in the system, and but for them doing that, you don't even know you have a problem. And so you have to take on that CEO hat. You have to take the hit. You got to take the punch. You got to go and you got to talk to somebody and say, okay, what's happening? And those surveys give you the chance to get immediate feedback and then implement it. And then that's delegated to somebody else. I don't read every single survey, but when there's a problem, when we do something right, I'm informed. When we do something wrong, I'm definitely informed, right? It's also an opportunity for you to conduct damage control. And I've been able to preserve really great relationships just by having conversations and being vulnerable, and then saying, okay, I really appreciate you telling me that. I want to be better. I'm so thankful for you. I'm really sorry that you had experienced this, because that was not my intention, but it certainly was the impact. And this is what I'm going to do better. And this is what I'm going to do better. And then guess what? You do it better. I've shared emails with my clients like, I want you to know these are the 5 steps that I'm about to take to make sure this never happens again. And then I would go back and say, I want to let you know that based on that email I sent you 2 weeks ago, we've actually put in a new system and a new process. Thank you so much again. I just wanted you to know that I literally did what I said I was going to do. and I'm better for it, and they feel better and they feel validated, and they are a blessing. Every problem means promotion. Every problem does not mean that you're the problem. It doesn't mean that you're inadequate. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It's not an indictment against yourself because you have problems in your business and because your systems don't work correctly. It means that you have work to do. And thank God that He's revealing the problems to you so you can be perfected. All right. So, 5. Another way to enhance the client experience, because we're talking about the 6 ways to enhance your client experience, automations. Automations, hands down, are a game changer. A lot of my students are manually doing stuff, and you're not going to be able to scale a law firm when you send manual emails all the time. It's not going to work. It's just not. You have to have automations in place, not just with your leads, like we talked about earlier this week, but also with your existing clientele. And then throughout the automations, have touch points where you're actually picking up the phone and talking to people and having a more personal connection. I will talk to my clients and I say, hey, it's been about 8 months since your trademark has been filed. I know you've been receiving your emails. And I joke and I'm like, I want you to know there's a human on the other side of those. And they're like laughing. I'm like, I'm dead serious. I don't want you to think a computer is just sending this stuff out to you. It's literally a human on the other side. I know what's going on. They're like, that makes me feel better, Attorney Davis. And I say, hey, look, based on this, here's when I believe that your trademark is going to be assigned. I just wanted you to know that I'm looking at it. I'm on top of it. Do you have any questions for me? And yeah, I'm sending them automated emails throughout the entire time. But for me to take a few minutes of my day to call, and I have hundreds of clients. I have hundreds. I filed over 1,000 trademarks. I have hundreds of clients. And so I try to strategically do that as much as possible. Can I call everybody? No. That's why I don't try to call 100 people a month. I might file 18 trademarks a month or 20 trademarks a month or sometimes 30. And so I try to space it out. Okay, 30 people. Okay, let me try to call 6 people a week. I can, get there. But, if I do it that way. Right. But these are recurring tasks that I even have for myself. Right. That's what anybody can do. All right. 6 ways to enhance the client experience at your law firm. 6, set expectations, over promise, and over deliver. You should do both. Over promise and over deliver, right? Some people might not like that. And they say, well, under promise and over deliver. I like to over promise and over deliver. I like to do both because, again, that helps me stand out from other people. Right. So I like to do those things when you over promise, you over deliver. People are like, I got off a Zoom meeting with a client, and she came to me in August of last year. And she said to me, I'm really frustrated. I work with another law firm. They were not thorough. I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. I want to launch my business. I have so many amazing things to do, but I'm not protected. So I don't want to put myself out there. But I know what I need to do is really important, but I can't do it. And I listened to her and I told her, look, I want to be able to help you, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm swamped right now. I'm understaffed. I'm looking to hire some more people. I can get to you in a month. I don't want you to feel like, I'm not telling you I don't want you as a client. I'm not telling you I can't do it, but what you need, I can get to it in a month. I can start and onboard you in a month. She said, I'll wait. I will wait for you. That's completely fine. I'll pay you right now. I'm willing to wait. I said, well, okay. So, and I kept my word. I started a month later because I had capacity. I was able to get through some of the stuff that was backlog at the time, and I kept my word to her. And so we've been working together for the past 4 months. And, I finally finished her last legal project. And I said, we need to do one more thing. And she was like, send me the invoice. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I work with you. I work with another law firm, and the experience was just night and day, because you did this and because you were so thorough in your analysis, because you took the time to explain these things to me. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. You don't understand. I'm making more money now because I have confidence. Because I overpromised and I overdelivered. Because I gave her a great client experience, because I was honest with her about my capacity. And she was like, thank you for being honest. I'll wait for you. People will wait for you if you actually are honest about it. I don't know. I do know, but I don't know if anybody's ever had that experience. But man, to know that somebody's like, you're one of the best, or you are the best in my eyes. right? I feel like I'm the best. That's not being like braggadocious. I literally feel like I'm the best. I'm the best to me. I'm the best version of me. I'm going to produce the best. Even in my imperfection, even in my mistakes, I still feel like I'm the best. I can't afford for my confidence to drop every time I make a mistake. I cannot afford for the confidence that I have in myself, in my dreams, and in my destiny to be destroyed and to allow doubt to set in just because I stumble, just because someone's disappointed. That's an opportunity for me to be perfected. That's an opportunity for me to say, okay, I can get better. Thank you, Lord, for revealing that to me. Now I can turn a weakness into a strength. So you can, I'm looking at my notes, you can do a couple things to really get inspiration. I don't like looking at what other law firms do because rarely do I find law firms that do things the way that I want. Like, and I don't want to be accused of copying somebody, right? So I take inspiration from looking at people in different industries, which is why I've been able to do some really cool stuff. Like I've got these really cool boxes that I send out to my clients, and I basically gamified the trademark process. Well, I got that from someone who's in a coaching industry. And I was like, oh, I could take that and do my own thing from legal. Or I will do emails, not emails, but videos. So I have video funnels. And that means that my clients are hearing my voice, they're seeing my face. Even if they're not talking directly to me, there's video that's there to support them, right? And I got that from a hair company, Boho Locks. When I made the purchase, the confirmation was from the CEO, and it was a video. And she was like, thank you so much for purchasing. Here's what's going to happen next. Look in your email, XYZ123. I was like, that is so dope. I'm about to do the same thing, but for my own thing. Like, so Ella, I think it's Ella Liske Boutique. Man, 5-star client experience. I ordered something from them. I got a phone call. She was like, your address isn't coming up correctly in the system. We just want to confirm we have the right address before we ship this out. I was like, wow, thank you. High touch. I meant to do something, like I meant to order something. I did a second order through them one time, and I was like, crap, I meant to overnight this. And I sent them an email. Someone called me. They were like, if you make this payment and pay the difference, we can overnight it to you. We just need it in the next 30 minutes before UPS comes. I was like, yes, I paid it. They got it out and I got my stuff in time. Like that experience of going over and above and beyond to make sure that I got what I needed. Beautiful. Beautiful. So once you have mapped out your client welcome experience and you've also figured out where your personal touch points, how are you going to overpromise and overdeliver? How are you going to wow your clients? You have to identify whether or not your client relationship manager, your CRM, can that actually support your vision? Like, of all the things that you want to do, the automations and the tech and all this type of stuff, is your existing software actually going to be able to support the vision that you have? Because the software is going to limit you. I used to be in Dubsado. I used to do everything in Dubsado, and I just realized this software is not going to be able to scale with me as I scale this firm to 5 to 10 million. It's not. It got me to 1 million, but it's not going to be able to scale. I need too much data. I need too much power, and it's too limited, which is how I had to evolve. And I said, okay, let me do something else. I had to just transition away and do something completely different. So, making sure my CRM would support me. And so, you know, and also, how can you help your clients help you? Like sometimes the bottleneck in the business is actually the clients, it's not you, right? And so one of the things that I do is having those calls, whether it be it's really not me, it's members of my team, and they're calling those clients. Because they're receiving calls, they're more likely to make sure that they're doing the things that they need to do, because there's some personal check-ins. I'm like the last person that is going to call. Like sometimes I actually have to call. They're like, okay, Attorney Davis, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, okay, please, because I can talk to them that kind of way. I'm like, now I've been waiting on you, like this is what I need, right? But people appreciate the fact that we're doing that because we really want to do great work. So hopefully this was extremely helpful for you. These are 6 simple ways that you can enhance the client experience at your law firm. Like, it's something that is going to help you stand out from the crowd. It's going to allow you to really grow your firm. And then also it helps your team help you if they have clarity and understanding around what is supposed to happen when every single client is onboarded, not just for, one service, but we have different onboarding experiences based on the service that is selected. So you want to make sure that's mapped out as well, because people go down different pathways of service if you're offering different things. So clients who get trademarks have a different experience than someone who gets a contract. It's all high level, right? And then there's things that I have to work on where I'm like, okay, I got to really enhance like my office action stuff. Like, I got to really step that up, because right now is not where I needed to be, So I'm just trying to make sure I got all my notes, y'all. Does anybody have any questions before I hop off about enhancing your client experience? All righty. Well, listen, I'm going to be live next week. It'll be Monday at 12, and we're going to talk about how to get more reviews for your legal services without bothering people. Okay, how can you get more reviews for your services without bothering people? That's going to be Monday at 12. If you all are interested in my coaching, I'm currently coaching about 11 attorneys. I've been coaching on and off since 2018, and primarily on how to get new leads, client attraction, systems, building a team. I've been doing that since 2018. So you can sign up for the wait list today at application.coradavis.com. And so you can sign up there. So I'm so happy that this insight helped you guys. Again, on Monday, we're going live to talk about how to get more reviews from clients without bothering people. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week, and I'll chat soon.